Federal court in Cincinnati has thrown Ohio politics into chaos just as the 2020 campaign season begins to take shape. A three-judge panel has ruled that Ohio's congressional map is unconstitutionally gerrymandered. Here's what the map looks like. With one district that stretches along Lake Erie, another one that travels from southwest Ohio all the way up to Cleveland, suburban Cleveland. Joyce Beatty's district here in Franklin County looks like a Rorschach test. Well, the three-judge panel in Cincinnati ruled unanimously the Republican mapmakers manipulated district lines to try to control electoral outcomes. The ruling says, quote, either the Republicans were exceedingly lucky or their map drawers made exceedingly expert use of political data to manipulate district lines to secure the most seats in the least amount of competition possible. The court ordered the state to draw another map for the 2020 elections by June 14th. That is 6 weeks from now, though it's likely the ruling will be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. Sam Gresham, you're with Common Cause Ohio. You weren't a part of this suit, but you've been a part of others in other states. What about this ruling surprised you?
Nothing, because if you look at the map, you'll see how absurd it is. And if you look at the map, you'll see that there had to have been some conning in it. I heard in the conversation before, Joyce Beatty's district was created like a sinkhole, and you got the snake on the lake that goes from Cleveland to Toledo, and then you got Steve Stiver's district, which goes from suburban Upper Arlington all the way down to Athens County. So it's obvious that any judge that could see this would come to the conclusion that they gerrymandered. Overridingly gerrymandered.
Well, I'll agree with Sam that the districts don't all look pretty, but the problem is the state of Ohio is going to spend millions and millions of dollars to create a new map that'll be in effect for only one term, because when the census happens in 11 months, less than 11 months, you've got to use that data as Ohio's districts shrink in number, and you've got to have a whole new plan.
So Terry, as I've always told you, wrong is wrong and right is right.
Well, if that's true, Sam, why didn't your group go to California and New York and get them to fix Democrat gerrymandered districts?
Well, we did. If you understand the history of our organization, we're involved in a suit in Maryland where we are suing Democrats.
Well, what about California and New York, two of the biggest prizes for Democrats?
Jesse, this ruling is 301 pages long, and it's very specific. As Sam mentioned, it uses the nicknames for these districts. We don't know who wrote it. There were three judges. One's appointed by a Republican, two by Democrats. But it was pretty detailed criticism of this map. Does that hold any weight going forward?
Well, I think it's going to be a long read for anyone who wants to go through all of it. Mostly it was detailing the very specific instances, like we've been mentioning, how these were drawn in ways to benefit one party over the other. Ohio has ended up with 12 Republican districts and 4 Democratic districts in a state that, you know, leans red, leans Republican in, you know, state races more so than even federal races. And so when the judges were coming to this conclusion, they basically said that this map was drawn in a way to be unfair, to be to the advantage of Republicans.
Jeremy, this is still a fresh ruling, came out fairly late Friday afternoon. Lawmakers are busy looking at budgets, but has there been any reaction to the fact that they may have to approve a new map by the middle of June?
I haven't seen anything yet, but as of airtime. But in fact, the first ruling, the first statement, I should say, that I saw at least was from Frank LaRose, the Secretary of State, who basically said, "Well, we passed a new redistricting plan for 2022, and it didn't really rule on the merits." So I'm sure. As Jesse said, a lot of them are probably still reading the decision to find out what happened.
Yeah. And to me, the most puzzling thing is the U.S. Supreme Court has been silent and somewhat ducked coming up with a rule book that says what's permissible and what's not permissible by either Democrats or Republicans. So I think the U.S. Supreme Court's got to make clear what's allowed and what's not allowed.
But now, Sam, because there's a case in Maryland, North Carolina, Michigan, was recently decided going to the Supreme Court. Now this one, are you hopeful, or groups like yours hopeful the Supreme Court will make some kind of playbook and finally rule on these things?
I think the Supreme Court has no alternative. With so many cases coming up to them, they're going to have to rule on something to give a guidebook to the states around the country. What I'm so happy for is that this is happening, and it's happening at this time, right before the new census, that these decisions will be made. So when the 2021 maps are drawn, that it will be drawn in such a way that it's fair.
What does this do, Terry, to politics and campaigns? Because let's just say that Ohio does have to redraw the map, so that none of the congressmen are going to lose their seats. Congressmen and congresswomen are going to lose their seats, but they're going to have likely more competitive districts.
Well, there might be some people lose their seats out of this. It all depends on what kind of map they come up with. And again, I haven't yet read the 301 pages and how they said to do it, but it's chaos upon chaos, and it's very expensive to do
Terry,
this.
it's not chaos. For the last 5 years, we've held a contest in the state of Ohio on drawing an equitable redistricting, both under
But
congressional.
equitable by what standard? Most compact, most competitive? What rule book?
We
are you
put
gonna
some
use?
criteria out there so you can do that. And I will end up agreeing with you. There will be some bias that has to be a part of it because there's no such thing as perfect.
But who's biased? Because I've been involved in drawing some districts, and in Ohio, if you got 16 congressional districts, the first 2 or 3 could really look pretty and be compact, but then you're always going to have parts left over.
Well,
then
but
you gotta put 'em
the
together
interesting
and then it
thing
looks
about
ugly.
that, Democrats, as many people vote for Democrats as they are Republicans. So how you end up with 4 Democratic districts and 12 Republicans on the congressional level when people vote for as many Republicans as they do Democrats? It says something's wrong with the lanes.
Or maybe there were better candidates. Like Joyce Beatty, I mean, in this current plan, Ohio doubled from 1 African-American member of Congress to 2, and
Yeah.
Joyce Beatty was happy with
I don't buy
that.
that for a second. When
Thank
you
you.
look at the victory margin of these districts, and the fact that 56% of Ohio voted Republican, but 75% of the districts are in Republican hands. I mean, you're absolutely right. There's going to be bias here, and the question is, whose bias is it going to be? That's absolutely right, and it's hard to draw these districts because you have to take in like dozens of, or a whole bunch of different factors, and you're not going to be able to square that circle. You're just not.
So it could come down to, Jesse, like the old pornography definition. I know it when I see it. If it's gerrymandered, I know it when I see it. That's kind of what this court ruling said today.
And these judges listened to a lot of testimony, things like University of Cincinnati sports team was practicing in one district and playing their games in another district.
Yeah.
And so I think stuff like that
But
offends
that's
the
meaningless
sensibilities.
stuff. I mean, where pro teams practice, they don't have to all be in the same congressional
We can
district.
concoct an algorithm that can be fair.
But who's going to draw up the algorithm and make the rules?
Well, lawmakers will, and they'll have judges check it to make sure it was okay. Anyway.
Well, fair is always a subjective
It's
term.
an elusive word.
Always
I
a
think
subjective.
we're all going to be quite busy in the next several weeks trying to
I
figure
think
out what
that's a
this
fair
means.
point.